Yeah.
Jack of Diamonds.
Woo.
I don't think he's playing by the rules.
Yeah, yeah.
Jack of Diamonds.
Woo.
He thinks that other guys are fools.
This is my man Mumford again.
He doesn't only gamble when he's all alone.
Hello, Tommy.
He'll roll the dice for someone else. And if their lucky number's up, it's overthrown. 'Cause when he's cheating, he excels. The Jack of Diamonds.
Muted already. Look at that. 20 minutes late, muted at 1 minute. I thought I'd show you another side to myself. 3:30 in the morning here on a school night as well. Sunday night. Well, Monday morning. And I've got a hell of a long week at work this week. Girlfriend's coming over on Wednesday, which means I've got to get as much done on Monday and Tuesday as possible, so I'm not working all day Wednesday and Thursday. And I'm shattered. And I've done no writing all weekend, nothing. And the last 2 weekends I didn't stop writing, I got migraines. And it's a weird one because, you know, I thought about it, I considered it. And it's like, sometimes it's better not doing anything. I know that sounds weird because I really wanted to. I really wanted to plow into the novel. It's so close now. But today I was falling asleep here. I kept doing this. This is exactly what I kept doing. Probably done my neck a right injury. I kept doing this, like slipping off the And then I'll be like, don't fall asleep. Then I'll be sitting up again. And then I'll be like, I reckon I'll wake up tomorrow going, my Shazava. So I'm only probably going to do an hour or not, but I thought I've never done one at 3:30 a.m. my time. So it might bring in some people who don't usually get to see them live. I mean, they're kind of rando timing anyway these days. Hello, Nicholas. Hello, Emma. Gaz. Rags, William Runner. I'm just going to ping Ghana, Rufus, Westo, Space Hopper Mark. I'm going to just ping an email off to Moslab. I've got Lord knows what time it is where he is. Hang on a minute. The A on my keyboard it was a C last week, but it's now the A, and the tab key ain't working too well. Might see him. He might pop his little head in. There we go. Who else? Kieran, yes. I am late. I set it for something like 10 past. And it would appear to be a lot later than that now. Hello, Planet X Hunter. It's about 11 where old Moslab is. He's probably been up and fed the chickens and milked the goats, and shot some elk. Nice one, Tommy. Tommy. First super chat. Patreon cancellation guilt fee. I cancelled Patreon. I cancelled it. I didn't think it was fair. People making a regular donation when I was only doing sporadic things. So I cancelled that, but appreciated. Gets other people, gets other people motivated. Speaking of getting other people motivated, I'll get the grift on, the grifter for Dangerfield. You can donate, or let me get it sorted first because it might not be working. I've got actually, how the hell am I going to find it? One thing at a time, Dangerfield. Oh, and guess what? Someone else today, I was talking to someone. I talked to him a lot about writing because I said, you know, I had a short story to write and I wanted to get on with my novel. And it was him that said, what, like the last 2 weekends where you've ended up with migraines because you've worked all week and then written all weekend. He said, you need to slow down a little bit. You're not 28 anymore. And I was like, what? How do you know? Give me that calculator. And I thought it's a fair point. Just slow up a bit. But, you know, I've wanted to be a writer. And by be a writer, I mean I write. So I'm a writer. But I want people to read what I write. That's what's important to me. I want them to read it. And I was talking to him and he went to me, how old are you? Exactly. I said 49. And he went, Bukowski. Charles Bukowski didn't get any zines that him and his mates made up until, which is the modern equivalent of like having an internet homepage with a few of your stories on it. He said he didn't get any real success until he was 50. He said, so chill, brother. And I know this is irrelevant, but it sort of isn't. It's since I've been about 30, and I've read a novel that I've liked, I've always found out how old the author was and thought, fuck. But my friend said to me a very... hang on, where is it? Shut up. Right, sorry, let me get this grift sorted and then I'll tell you what he said, and it was important. Hang on, what's the hell's going on now? Right, sorry, let me get this grift sorted. What's happening? Oh yeah, that's right. He said, and it was important. What? Stop that. Right, here we are. Here's better. All right. So, hi. All right, there. You can support this channel using the super chat, which is the $sign just down there. Just give it a go. Give it a go for the fun. Brooke Benson's dropped a deuce and dropped the kids off at the pool. Hello, Dangerfield, bro. Hope you're keeping well. I am actually. I mean, apart from this sleeping all day lark, which is now going to keep me up all night and then set the week off on a... But you accept it. You don't stress about it. You go, okay, this is the situation I'm in. So that's where I am. I'm trying to actively accept the situation. But it is a little bit of a... But thank you, Brooke. That's very encouraging. So you can... You can do that like Brooke did there, down on the super chats down there. It wasn't only Mr. Benson. I thought we had another one. Oh yeah, Tommy did. So you can do that, or you can do entropy. The entropy do get put on the screen with special visual effects. There's the entropy link, and it's also in the description of the video. As is my Substack. Hello, Rollo. Nice to see you. Hello, 42. He says Dracula didn't get famous until after he died. I thought vampires about fame. Fuck all that. I had a touch of that and it was awful. Hang on, what's this, John? You should get on Substack. Someone told me it was good for writers. Well, John, funny you should mention that, because I do have one. It's already got about 5 stories on it. They're very good. I'll tell you what, I'll put the link in the description, but I'll put the link in the chat, but it's also in the description. But thanks for thinking about me. Yeah, Don, it's like a writing platform. You sign up and you get, well, whoever you sign up to, but if you sign up to me, you get 2 very good quality stories sent to your inbox every month, free of charge. So, you know, go for it. Hello, our pal. Nice to see you. Now, yeah, go and have a look. Hello, Jess. Hello, Illuminatus. Well, these are quite nice numbers for an odd one. Hello, Winston. No, it's not a kid's book. What was I talking about? Oh yeah. And he said, look, he said there's certain things that had to happen to you to make you who you are. Like, and who you are as a person when you're writing largely autobiographical stuff doesn't just inform your writing, it's a reflection of it. They're part of the same thing. He said, so, you know, it's insane worrying about your age. So I stopped. And it was all lovely. But I am shitard. I am absolutely shitard. Now 20 to 4, so we'll only do about an hour. But I thought maybe there's a few scrubs sitting about with not a lot to do either. And we can all hang out. But I do want to show you this clip. But I have been clipping like crazy today while I've been sleeping. But here we go. I found it. Is that the one? Yeah, it is. Right. I'll fast forward all his rubbish at the beginning. It's a bit of a long clip, but he says something very interesting. Hang on.
Former UK Special Forces soldier. Okay. Just had me in a semi-state of shock, and that was a baby chimp.
Right, so this is Ollie Ollerton. Doesn't matter. I'm gathering by the amount of Moslab comments that he's here. Hello, Moslab. Nice to see you. I pinged you over a thing. Don't worry, Rags. I'm on the intros. I will do those in a moment. I thank you very much for that, but I will do it. It will not be ignored. It will not be ignored. Oh, that's a very nice thing to say, young Richard. He says, big up the Scrubs dads, whatever your circumstances. Yeah, lovely. Mine is yet to come. Oh, yeah, there'll probably be a 50th birthday stream after I've sort of been out and danced. On a couple of birthdays ago, we went to a rooftop bar, and me and my girlfriend, who's quite shy in public because she had a couple of gins, we danced arm in arm on this rooftop bar, the whole of Phnom Penh, you know, being able to see it. It was absolutely wonderful. Excrementi Cranium is just down the road in Old Nam. Nice. Where are you, son? Da Nang? Don't dox yourself. Don't answer that question. Hooper, fellow lab rats. Yeah, it was lovely, Tommy. It was absolutely beautiful. Got a photo. I haven't got a photo of us dancing, but I've got the photo of when we sat down far more love than I've ever deserved. The after effect of the dance. You can dance if you want to, the night is young and so am I. And if you won't dance and if you can't dance, then you're no friend of mine. Say, you can dance if you want to. There's that picture I mentioned a while back. Some professional photographer was at the Tommy Robinson March. Hang on, we'll get a bit of focus. There you go. And he took that and he came on my email. Let me get rid of Tommy. Give us your email, he said, and I'll send it to you. Nice picture, isn't it? I mean, we're having problems with white balances and the like. Yeah, I think I've blown that. Oh no, it was a telephone. It went dark. But Yeah, nice photo. It's really crisp. Right, so that's not the photo we were after. Don't worry, I won't start going, oh, and here's a lovely one too when I went on the holiday. I'm just going to show you the one I intended to show you. It was just after we danced. Oh, that was her on my birthday. So what I just said I wouldn't do, I've just done. I won't just start going through the pictures. But so we had this dance on this rooftop, you know, slow dance, a bit of Lady in Red. It wasn't that, thankfully. And then I think her sister took a little photo. And of course, I can't find it now, but it was lovely. It was, it was lovely. I've had a terrible run of women in my life. So to find someone that I actually love and I'm not just getting on with because, girls, is quite a treat I wasn't expecting, to be honest with you. I'd knocked it all on the head. I suppose that's why. I suppose when I actually give it up and stopped looking for something, it came and found me. Although the photo is definitely avoiding me. I'm sure it ain't that far away. I'll give it one more little look through the pictures. And then I will talk about something slightly more interesting. No, what a terrible shame I can't find it after the story. All the lovers out there, and I know there's a lot of romantics on the firm. It was quite the night. Nah, sorry people, can't find it. I wonder what's happened to that. I hope I haven't accidentally deleted it. Woke up in the night and went, I don't want these. Oh, here you go. There you go. That was it after we'd had our little dance. That's on the top of it's one of those rooftop bars. Yeah, it was quite something. There we go. Hooper said that his daughter sent him a Father's Day email with the ending of the Railway Children attached. It suddenly got rather dusty. Oh, that's an interesting angle. Yeah, it's nice, isn't it, Jess? Onimbo, that's a bit of a sore subject around here because for about 5 years I've been saying a couple of months. So I don't. Soon. Soon. It will be this year. It's quite good. Hello, Miss Danger. Nice to see you. Nice to see you. Nice. Yeah, awful. I'm not a father, but you're never getting over that. Yeah, I think so, Tommy. That's a nice comment. I just get a bit like all or nothing. And actually, again, like the story, like the thing I opened up with, I've got to write all weekend like I have been. I've been keeping this discipline. Well, occasionally have a rest, because if you don't have a rest, you won't be able to write at all. My left hand stopped working. Last weekend. I couldn't use it properly, and I thought, well, this is a problem. Just overdoing it. Working all week and then working all weekend. No, you need to rest. Doing nothing is really underrated, and you know, it's important to just do nothing occasionally. Do you remember that video, Tommy? Maybe towards the end, maybe a special ender. Nice one, Rags. Don't tempt me. Yeah, she's a lovely, lovely lady. Oh, good Lord. It would appear that Right News Network says you should do live stand-up comedy. I've done that for 10 years. I hated it. I hated it. This is pretty much what I used to do on stage anyway. But it is 3:50 in the morning, so it's somewhat, you know, I'm tired. This is just a little get together for the scrubs. But I appreciate you, Lady Godiva, and I appreciate your presence. But you know, if you go and look back at some of my old videos, you'll see me just telling the same stories that I told on stage. So that's pretty much what I do, but I'm not doing stand-up again. There's no future in stand-up for me. I'm a white male who tells stories about things that I've done. There's no market for that. Although there is, the people that control the market not interested. They want spastics and foreigners. And I don't mean that as an attack on spastics and foreigners. It's an attack on the agents. You know, if I was a comedy agent now, I wouldn't sign any white blokes. You've got to make a fucking living. That's very kind of you, Moslab. And it's been very kind of you to have... I know you've read at least one. And that's a very generous donation. Thank you very much. Much, much appreciated. Right. You're a bit of an inspiration to me, Moslab. I look at the things you do and I look at the things you've done and the size of your family, and it's exciting. It's exciting. It makes me excited. You know, you're always doing something. You're not. You don't sit there and expect life to come and sit on your lap. You know, what I've got to know of you over the last couple of years is you've gone out and made life come to you, and that's the simple mistake that so many people make. That is like that goes in parallel with what I say about people going, well, I can't do that. I ain't got a job. There's no jobs about. I'm on welfare because there's no jobs. You don't need a job to generate wealth. You just generate wealth. There's no welfare in Cambodia. If you don't generate wealth over here, you die. You know, I just don't buy that. There's no jobs. There's no jobs. Oh, what? You need someone to provide it all for you and set it all up for you. And that's not the warriors that we are. But thank you very much. A little flutter of donations there, and I have not forgotten your donation, and I will prove that now. And entropies do get their time in the sun. But I have got a little bit of video I want you to watch. It's very inspiring, very interesting actually. And then we go like this, and then we go like that, and then we go like that, and we go like that, and then we go like that, and then we go Stephen J. O'Kane, Stephen J. O'Kane. Love from Ulster. Remember, we're not Irish. There you go. Little bit of controversy in the Entropy, which is what Entropy is for. I mean, try and support Entropy, people, because they are a free speech platform. And I've talked to Rachel, the owner of Entropy, and that's why they set up. They set up so that people who are demonetized on YouTube could still receive donations. They support. It's so weird. You know, I grew up in the 70s and 80s and 90s, well, obviously. And the idea that we're congratulating someone for we're congratulating someone for supporting free speech. It's like, you know, that didn't used to be an issue. You get to say what you want. You don't lose your job. You don't have your kids beating up at school for saying things on the internet. It's just absurd. But anyway, hello Zen turned up. Hello Tito. Well, of course, from the cradle to the grave, innit? They love it. Just well look after you, by which they mean tell you what to do. Blair has got blood on his hands for sure. Yeah, woke warriors. You cut those two words don't work together, do they? You know, that's a proper oxymoron. You're either woke or you're a warrior. You know, shocking. Moslab was served breakfast in bed by his kids this morning. It was both terrible tasting and wonderful simultaneously. Well, for people who don't know Moslab, that could have easily been 7 of them. Boy, bang on the bed. Moslab's 4 single malts last night came back to him a bit quick. Hey, thanks, kids. Oh, omelette? Is it scrambled eggs or omelette? Or darling, make me some breakfast. But what a way to wake up. I didn't wake up like that. I remember I've told you this a few times on this channel. It was Christmas Day once and I was in my flat in Soho on my Jack Jones. And I said out loud, I said, shouldn't there be kids and that running around? Where's my family? Where's this isn't right. I was about 45 when I said it. And I just remember thinking, yeah, you've made some really significant mistakes. You know, don't get me wrong, I've had a ball and I don't waste my time regretting anything because that, you know, the past is the past. But, you know. So is it Father's Day or something? Have I missed that? Well, my dad's dead, so it'll probably still be up there telling me that. Oh, gold. Lovely. What are these lovely crunchy bits, son? Right, let's have a look at this. It's a little story, but I want you to sit it out. It's about 3 minutes, but like I say, it's now 4 a.m. I should really be asleep, man. I've got to get up for work in about 5 hours. But listen, this is Ollie Ollerton. He was Special Forces, a very tough man, killed people. You know, the thing about the Special Forces is that notoriously they're sent behind enemy lines to do recon work. You know, they don't sort of storm beaches or whatever it is the rest of the military do. They get dropped behind enemy lines and they have to go and do recon work. That tends to be the Special Forces. And Ollie Ollerton was in the Special Boat Service, and that is, I mean, I hate the sea, it terrifies me. But this geezer would have been, you know, he knows how to drop off a dinghy about 4 miles out, swim with those massive long flippers they've got, and probably a little, but that might be picked up on radar, so it might just be the swimming, and then set up a demolition on the bottom of a ship to blow it in half. Fuck all that, man. Anyway, he tells this little story. I would like you to listen to it. It's a couple of minutes, all right? But I've got a lot of respect for this guy, and it's an interesting story. But the story is not great, actually. But it's what he says. It's what he says afterwards that I think it's this one. This could be rather embarrassing, but we'll give it a go.
Coming through the door, and I walked over to it, and as soon as I opened the door, the sunlight.
So they've gone to the circus, but the circus is just setting up, and he's only about 6 years old, 6, 7, and this, you know, no health and safety. So they're just walking around among the sort of the circus setting up. Okay, so I should have prepped you with that. Sorry, I was saying that the come on, it's late. The artist formerly known as the Iconoclast has got a new Twitter and a new Telegram. So that's his Telegram and that's his Twitter. So, you know, don't expect it to be like the Iconoclast. He's just gonna. He just said to me he needed a place to vent a little bit now and again. But you know, he's always good, Dan. So you could check them out. Come on, I always mute it and forget. Now let's start again and get this this screen lark going. Right. Let's start again. You don't want it all working like a slick machine. I'm in love. I'm in love. I'm in love with a slick machine. 10 points. Who can name the band? I'm in love. I'm in love. I'm in love with a slick machine. Someone would get it. Yeah, they were the good times, wouldn't they? Well, you know, I don't think Hugh's gonna be making an appearance. He's very, very, very busy. But yeah, those it was a very good dynamic. Well done, Westo. I'll give you that. Yeah, Goldfrapp. Good stuff. Right, let's have a listen to old Ollie Ollerton. See you in a minute.
Light hit me in the face, blurred my vision.
Hang on, I've moved it well too far.
And then
All right, we'll try again. See you in a minute.
so excited, our walk turned into a run, and before we knew it, we were at the circus at the Big Top, where we saw this first guy, and we're like, "Hey mate, can we have a look around?" And he was like, "Yeah, sure." It was 1980. There was no health and safety. And we walked into the big tent, and I seemed to get separated from my brother and James. And there was a few animals around, an elephant, a small little monkey. And I was drawn to this area of the other side of the tent where I could see some light sort of partially coming through the door. And I walked over to it. And as soon as I opened the door, the sunlight hit me in the face, blurred my vision. And then all of a sudden, when my vision cleared, I saw something that was amazing. Something that just had me in a semi-state of shock, and that was a baby chimp was sat on the floor, probably about 10, 15 meters in front of me. Now, for me, I was frozen, you know, and that was Cheetah. Not only was it Cheetah, that was to me like a little piece of Hollywood. I was brought up with cats and dogs, but this was like a chimp, a baby chimp in Burton-on-Trent in Staffordshire. So I moved over to it cautiously, looked down at this beautiful little chimp, and it stared at me with these big brown eyes. And it was a weird moment. It was surreal. You know, we connected. You're probably thinking, yeah, you did with the big ears. Anyway, so we connected, and it was an amazing moment. You know, it's so peaceful. The sky was just perfect. It was beautiful. Nothing else mattered apart from that moment. And it seemed like it was going on forever, but it only lasted a few seconds. And all of a sudden, that serenity, the serenity of that moment was broken like a fighter jet cutting through the sky when I heard the roar of something. And I'll never forget that roar. I can still hear that roar to this day. And as I looked into the background, there were some shadows. There was some like a trailer parked there, but it was all enclosed. The whole area was enclosed, and something was moving, and it roared again. And all of a sudden, those shadows turned into what was a very big chimp.
Now I have to interrupt it, or they'll think I'm just using other people's content. So basically, he found a little baby chimp at the big top in a little room and thought, wow. And then Mama come along. And those things, their arms off. And he's only about 6 at the time.
Especially compared to the baby chimp, especially compared to the size of me as a 10-year-old boy. And it was making its way towards me at Mach 10, doing the whole sideways chimp thing. And it was roaring, you know, it was absolutely ferocious. It wanted to do one thing, and that was to kill me and protect its baby. And at that point, I was like a deer in the headlights, but I thought, shit, I've got to move. And as I thought that, this chimp pounced straight through the air. It must have been about 20 foot, straight over the baby chimp. And all of a sudden, the blue sky turned to black.
Can you imagine, you know, these things are strong. Can you imagine it jumping about 20 feet, just springing off of those tree climbing legs, flying over the baby chimp, cutting out the sunlight, and you're a kid? Shit.
And this thing landed on top of me, pinned me to the floor, and started going about me, basically trying to kill me. And it was like a drummer in a rock band. It was smashing down its fists onto my chest.
Round and pound.
Knocked everything out of me, and then it started trying to kill me. And at one point I looked up, and I knew that if I didn't do something, I was going to die. And then I saw blood. There was blood flying around. It wasn't the chimp's blood, it was mine. And it was in that moment, it wasn't something I thought about, but I reacted, fight or flight, and I reacted. And I managed to dislodge the chimp from my chest. It gave me probably about a couple of inches just to pull my knee up to my chest, smashed it in the chimp's chest with my foot, full force, and it knocked it a couple of feet away. That gave me just enough space just to scurry away, and then this chimp got up and it came on its final attack to kill me. And just as it got to me, the chain caught its neck. And if it wasn't for that chain, I wouldn't be here today. And there I'm stood there, again, like I say, 10-year-old, very young, and I'm dripping with blood, marks all over me where it, you know, chewed me. And then the whole place erupted. This woman came over and she said, look, we're going to have to get you looked at. And at that point, she put a hand around my wrist, and then she turned it over, and she was in a state of shock as she turned it over. As you can see, that's a large part missing, but half my arm was just hanging out. You know, that was the worst damage, and there was blood everywhere, and she pretty much fainted. Ambulance came, went to the hospital. That's quite a long story. It went on and on from there, and caught gangrene in my arm, nearly lost my arm a couple of weeks after that. But yeah, that was a shocking experience for me, but for me, that was my first break point.
Right, and the reason I made you suffer, not the best storyteller. I mean, if that had happened to me, that would have been 40 minutes. But this is interesting. Now, he said for him, that was his first break point. And his company, by the way, his business is called Breakpoint. Now, I found this really interesting, so check this out. And
that typifies the meaning behind Breakpoint. it was that moment where I had to step into the short-term discomfort for any long-term gain. The long-term gain was living that day. The short-term discomfort was taking the fight to the chimp. And that, for me, although that was my first break point, that's how people live their lives. They're not prepared to step into that discomfort, knowing that on the other side of that is the long-term gain. The way we're wired, and this is the way people operate basically, is everyone's taking short-term comfort, whether that's drugs, drink, relationships.
And don't forget, the markets are onto this. You know, the disposable quality of our culture, TikTok, YouTube, all sorts of things just sitting there, just short-term, yep. No sticking with something for long-term gain. No putting aside any sort of payoffs so that you can get something significant and you can get something sophisticated later on down the road. No, just get a little bit now. Just get enough to keep you going. And it's kind of weird how it goes back to what I was saying about warriors earlier. You know, we just sort of get by, and we just get enough humor and enough titillation and enough sort of excitement, just enough to keep us going. We've lost that long-termism, that sense where, well, you know, if I can commit to something for the long term, it might actually pay off in a sophisticated adult way. But no, the culture we live in has pushed at our children, has pushed at the younger generation. Just do things, just short-termism. Don't worry about commitment. Just get things done, just quickly, engage, involve, and then eject.
Job choices, all the choices they make knowing there's a level of comfort there. And if you want to achieve anything in life, if you want to achieve success at work, success in any aspect of your life, you need to take short-term discomfort for long-term gain. And that really, like I say, was was my first break point, and the reason why my book is called Breakpoint, the reason my company is called Breakpoint. So I owe a great deal of thanks to the chimp.
Short-term discomfort for long-term gain. And yet we've got so many exterior forces coming to us through the television, through cinema, through our culture, convincing us, putting millions and millions of dollars into convincing us. No, you don't need short-term discomfort. You don't need that. You don't need to have that and worry about long-term gain. You can have short-term gain. I mean, it's pathetic, and it keeps you as a child. It will make you an adult baby. But you know, what's the point of effort? What's the point of short-term discomfort for long-term gain? Oh, that's stupid, isn't it? You know, you can go out and sniff a couple of lines of cocaine, get home, have a wank. You know, it's easy. See what's on the telly, have some ice cream, keep going. It might get a little bit boring when you get to 35 and you're up to your fucking neck in bullshit. And now you'll find that short-term discomfort is now long-term discomfort. But too late. But thanks for giving us all your money. Oh, and by the way, you owe us a couple of 100,000, and we own your house, and you're paying off your degree. So yeah, fuck you. That's what it's about. And I just thought that was really well put. I like this idea of this break point. This moment in your life where you realise, hang on a minute, hang on, I'm being kept afloat. I'm being kept afloat by a disposable culture that doesn't really do anything for me. It's like a slot machine. Your life becomes a slot machine. You put a few quid in, you get some coloured lights, you get a little bit of movement, you get a little bit of adrenaline, adrenaline? Or will it be free melons? Will it be free cherries? Will I get to nudge? Oh, and then no. But you know, it was all right for a couple of seconds. It got some adrenaline going. What are you doing tonight, John? Oh, we're going to go and play the fruit machine somewhere else. Put your few quid in. Press your button. Get your little bit of adrenaline. Isn't this good? And then when you get older, that long-term gain. Well, hang on. How long you got left? How long have you actually got left? That's why when I look at the likes of Moslab and I see what he's done, that's why I'm proud of him. That's why I'm inspired by him. Because the bloke has clearly sacrificed short-term pleasure for long-term gain. And he's now at a stage in his life where he's got a fucking back garden, which is like a tropical paradise. And he's got a family full of children. And he's got an house full of children. And if you get, this is more to the younger people in the chat. Nice to have 133 people at 4:15 in the morning. But, you know, beware short-term gains. Because they'll keep you afloat, sure. Sure, they'll keep you afloat, but that boat is just slowly going into the middle of the ocean. And you'll get to the point where you'll be like, how do I get home? How do I do anything now? And that's what our culture is, the Mary Celeste. Hello, Justin Harris. Chris, great to see you. I wanted to thank you because maybe a year or two ago, I commented about not being able to kick the booze habit. I've finally been able to stop and I feel amazing. How long have you been off the booze, Justin? Because we'll celebrate it. How long have you been off the booze, Justin? Hello, Trevor. Trevor Goik. What a nice name Goik is. I like that. Hello from Wyoming. Hello, Hack61. Always a pleasure to see you. And you know what? Hack61 has dropped an entropy, which is very kind of you. My grandfather was LRDG G Patrol in World War II. They were the prelude to the SAS and taught them how to navigate the desert and attack the enemy. Good Lord. I watched a documentary about them, actually, about that lot. They realised in World War II that they needed small specialist units to go behind enemy lines and do this recon work. And that is obviously who you're talking about. So that's quite amazing. That's one of the coolest grandfather stories I've ever heard. My grandfather invented the SAS. Amazing. Nice to see you. Hello, Philip. Right, where's this fella and his years? What is it? 6 months? Get a 6 in the chat, please, people. Well done, Justin. Justin, most people don't. They die, and there's no death like an alcoholic death. Oh my God, what a way to go! You just puke up liters and liters of blood as your organs pack up, and then you fall on the floor and it's all over. Well done, Justin. I'm not joking or anything. You've reclaimed your future and you've joined about 30 people, 30, 40 people on this stream who have given up a substance that they wanted to give up. You know, if you don't want to give it up, don't worry. But well done, Justin. Proud of you, man. Really proud of you. And we will have a look at Hack61's My Grandfather Invented the SAS. Hack61. Hack61. My grandfather invented the SAS. Amazing. Good work. And while old Hack61, less of the old, he'll give me a slap when he sees me. Yeah, Wet Brain's another one. I've told the story before when they took us. Justin says, every day is a battle, Chris, but you definitely said something in a live stream that stuck with me, and you're part of the reason I stopped. Bollocks. You've done it. You've put the effort in. Addiction's a choice. You want to drink, you want to ruin your life, you want to ruin everyone around you's life, you want to be a selfish bastard, that's all right. You're just a selfish bastard. But if you want to be a man, if you want to be a warrior, and if you want to be bigger than that booze, you do that. And you come out of it strong. It's brilliant. So you've done it. But I take your point, but you've done the work. And it's hard, and it is hard. But that battle gets easier. Yeah, the wet brain story, I'll keep it short, but since Justin brought it up and Winston mentioned it, I was in a rehab centre once, and one night they got us all together, and there's junkies and alcoholics and meth heads and all that, and they took us around they walked us around because it was on the end of a psych ward, and they walked us outside. It was about 10:30, 11 at night, and they took us it was about a sort of 4 or 5 minute walk to this other ward. And the bloke, the therapist bloke, said, just listen. And we could all hear, ah, 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 just this horrific wailing and just the sounds of hell. And he made us sit it out for quite some time, and it was horrific. I mean, this old Victorian fucking psych ward looked, at night anyway, and I'm rattling my tits off, and there's the fucking zombies screaming. I was like, yeah, I get your point. And he said to us, this is the wet brain ward. He said, wet brain is where alcoholics have drunk so much, they've burned all their receptors in their brain, not all of them, but all the dopamine, the dopamine, the serotonin, all the usual suspects. And we can't treat them. There's no medication because there's no receptors for the meds to work on. So they're just in agony. And you can live for 10, 15, 20 years just screaming in terror. Hardly seems worth it for a few jars down the boozer every night, carrying 4 pairs of pants everywhere you go because you shit yourself all day long. Yeah. Anyway, moving on. Morning. You know what? This stream has actually cheered me up. I reckon I will do some writing after this. I've nearly done an hour. I'll probably do about an hour and 20, and then I reckon I might get into my hour. Get into a novel for an hour or something. Yeah, exactly that. Well, I'm no brain surgeon, but that sort of thing. Connections are made. And that's the problem. You think you're going to go to hospital and they're going to go, here, mate, have some morphine. Just go to sleep for the next 20 years of your life. No. And what they used to do was kill them. They used to get the old smack out because England's one of the few countries in the world where they can give patients diamorphine, and they're just overdose them. It was common practice in British medical. It was common British medical practice to OD people who are in their palliative stages of life. But because of fucking Harold Shipman, you can't do it anymore. So you've got people in agony, but you can't do it. You can't do it. You need 4 people there signing forms and having evidence and all that. So you just sit there and in absolute agony. So think about it. Yeah, I think that's a fair point. If you can manage it and you like it, yeah. I mean, it's fucking bad for you though. 2 pints is bad for you. Dennis wonders how much you need to drink for wet brain. Well, when I first started my long and what would you call it? Famous, I'd like to say, rehab career. Illustrious rehab career. You turn up a junkie and you think all the alcoholics are like, you know, what? Oh, you drink too much. Ooh. But you soon realize that they're the worst. These people have the most horrific lives. You know, they shit the bed every night. And they drink so much. You do not know how much a proper alkie drinks. Now, I'm not saying if you drink 5 pints a night, you're not a proper alkie. But some of the stories I've heard in rehabs, like I shared a room. I've told this before. This won't be the long version. This will be the short version. Basically, this geezer, he was a lovely old bloke, had a great upbringing, private school, nice job, all lovely bloke. But I said to him, so go on, give me your day, give me an average day in your life when you were drinking. And he went, well, I woke up. I'd wake up at about 7 in the morning. I'd pour a pint of Famous Grouse whiskey, and then I'd sip about an inch off the top, and then that would get me puking. So then I'd just sort of anything in my stomach from the night before would get out, and then I'd do the rest of the pint in about 20 minutes, and he'd go, then I'd fall back to sleep. And then he said I'd wake up at about 12 o'clock midday, pour another pint of Famous Grouse. Same again, take an inch off the top. That would clear his belly out of the morning's pint. And then he'd finish off that bottle in about an hour and spend the rest of the day just bumping into things and setting the house on fire and wondering what all that brown stuff in his socks. Yeah, so you know, might be something to think about if you find yourself indulging perhaps more than you should. Raymond, that's very kind of you. Preaching sobriety is a beautiful thing, Chris. Cast your bread upon the waters and it shall return tenfold. Bible saying. What, in the Bible it says preaching sobriety is a beautiful thing, Chris? I think you've missed a T off the end there. Preaching sobriety is a beautiful thing, Christ. I'm only joking. I knew what you meant. That's a great comment. Well, I just think, you know, I'm just, you know, when I had Jeffrey, thank you, Raymond, for the donation. I'm just thinking that, you know, like when we had Jeffrey Sharler on here, addiction is a choice. And what the problem with the whole rehab and the whole NA thing, and I do like NA for the fellowship, that works. I like that. And rehabs work because they get you out of your area, but the other 90% of both of them are absolute trauma. But this idea that you've got a disease, oh, I've got the disease of addiction, I've got the disease of alcoholism. It's not me. I've got a disease. No, fuck you. You are choosing to do it. That's no disease. My disease didn't wake me up at 8 o'clock in the morning, go out and do a domestic robbery, go over to Abbey Wood, score, go to the pharmacy, get an AIDS pack, get home, cook up, pull up, shoot up, and then go and do it all again for 15 years. Yeah. Oh, it's my disease. I'm diseased. No, take some responsibility. And the first step in NA, which is the first stage in all rehabs because of the quads, if you've read my Substack about the quads, is we admitted we were powerless over our addiction. Oh, I can't do anything about it. It's not me. I'm powerless over it. No, you're fucking not. You're the one person who can do something about it. You know, it's easy to stop taking drugs. You stop fucking taking them. That doesn't mean that it's not going to be painful. Doesn't mean that it's not going to be traumatic. And it doesn't mean that you're not going to be crying your eyes out and climbing the walls. But it's kind of a basic in principle. All this, oh, I'm powerless. Oh, it's a disease. No. The amount of people I heard in rehabs going, you know, I used to think I was like just an horrible person. But now I realise I've got a disease. And I used to say, no, you were an horrible person when you watched your girlfriend die when her head was banging between the toilet and the wall because she was having an epileptic fit and you were too pissed to do anything about it. That wasn't your disease. That was you drinking too much. End of story. Take some responsibility. Again, we come back to adults being children. Addicts are like children. They want everything to be like the fairground. Everything's twinkly lights. Oh, look, I've had a drink, or I've had some heroin or some crack. It's all, life's fun. I haven't got to think about responsibilities. Well, hey. Well, I'll remind you of that when you're in that wet brain ward and I'm slapping you on the face going, oh, how's that disease going? It's a fucking disease now. Anyway, congratulations. That was lovely that you said that. There you go. There you go. Well, long-term pain. Long-term pain for long-term gains. But I get your point. I don't go in the Abbey Arms. It's the barge pole on the other side. But, that's still going back 10 years. There you go. John got it as well. John was on that one as well. Exactly that, Pick and Gaz. They know that one. Yes, exactly that. Now, don't get me wrong. I know that about 90% of addicts were sexually abused and they're medicating themselves. I'm not saying that these people haven't had very, very frequently, but not always, very difficult lives, and they've fallen through so many filters because the system doesn't really care about them unless it can make money out of them. Have some methadone. You've got a heroin problem, have you? Well, we're going to treat your drug addiction by giving you more drugs. There you go. Oh, here, take this. Oh, it's not holding you. You want more. You just tell them it's not holding you and they give you more and you're using with it anyway. And then when it comes to coming off of it, you go, yeah, Doc, I tried to come off of it, but it was harder than the heroin. Oh, yeah, did I not tell you that at the beginning? Oh, yeah, it's going to take you about 5 months until you can even face another human being. Oh, you could have warned me at the beginning. I was just trying to get you out of my office because I got 30 quid for every methadone script I wrote. Cheeky bastards. That lot that made OxyContin, listen to this. That family that made OxyContin, yeah, I enjoyed one, but the other 19, not so much. The family that invented OxyContin, and as far as I'm concerned, the brief for OxyContin was make heroin, make purely synthetic heroin, because you can inject OxyContin, you can snort it, you can even chase it. You can do pretty much everything with it that you can do smack. And now there's an OxyContin epidemic all over. The same family that caused that have now brought out another drug, which is like methadone for OxyContin. They've now brought out a drug. They've now brought out a drug to cure the problem they created. I mean, you've got around it to them. Let's get all the nation's kids hooked on drugs, and then we can get them. There you go. That's them. Yeah. Moslab says, time to fire up the grill and feed the tribe of young savages. I'm starting to get some sideways glances, even on Father's Day. Good Lord. Love my family. Hug your kids and be blessed, Scrubs. Thanks, Chris. You have an happy Father's Day, Moslab. You've done well, mate. You've done really well. Yeah, there you go, Philip. Did it start off with the doctor? The amount of junkies I've met who ended up on the smack because their doctors give them OxyContin or methadone. And, in the end, the doctor said, no, you can't have it anymore. And then when they tried to sleep that night, so they ended up going onto the street. Got any heroin like yesterday, please? They certainly did, Johnny. They invented a drug to make that was less addictive to morphine. Worked out well. Yeah, fentanyl, you can get that out here in the pharmacies in ampules. Yeah, it's amazing, isn't it? I think, no, that's it. That's who it is. Your Torquemadas, right? Torquemada, is that from Nemesis? There you go. Go on, you'll be all right. You'll be all right. And I bet you had them and thought, oh, this is all right. I'll just have another one. I know he only said 2 a day, but, you know, it's been a long day. And then a few more. And then he said, right, we're going to cut down your amount now. And then as he started cutting them down, you were sneezing, your eyes were watering, your back ached. Fucking hell, he put you on the Dilaudid, did he? Give me, what's your doctor's number? Nah, they're just drug dealers. As soon as you've got an institution that gets paid to write you prescriptions, how can you trust them? You know, they're just humans. They might have a gambling problem. They might be going through a divorce. They might just want more money. So you go in there needing help and they think, well, that's another 50 quid a week. Yeah, no problem. Here's a script. See you next week. You'll be all right. Eric Pug inherited the parents' place. Lots of morphine around. Tried it. Not great. Well, I beg to differ. My back still hurt. Threw it all out. Beer and aspirin. Well, medicine's a broad stroke anyway, isn't it? It was quite nice during my period of heavy addiction when people would turn up and they'd be like, my auntie died. And I'll be like, oh, sorry, mate. And I'd be sitting there waiting for them to give me that bag in their hand. They go, oh, if I must. Fucking hell, wicked. Yeah, quite strange. Well, it's funny, isn't it? They sit there signing off your scripts with their pens with Xanax on the side. They were giving you Dilaudid and pregabalin. It's absolutely absurd. Last place I want to be when I'm sick is in an hospital. Oh, I bet it did. I absolutely bet it did. You're lucky that you had a doctor that stepped you down slowly, because most of them don't. They don't want the hassle, because they're losing money once they're stepping you down. So they usually just want you to fuck off so they've got more time to dish out more drugs. Did you ever drink in the Phoenix in Dartford? Yeah, of course I did. Well, sorry, that was a bit rude, but yeah, I did. It wasn't my regular or anything. I got battered after a lock-in because I got drunk and thought it'd be funny to say I'm a free-thinking anarchist. Yeah, that sort of stuff's not going to go down too well in Dartford. I was bullshitting, obviously. Didn't have much time to say that while they were smashing your head repeatedly in the fruit machine, no. My mate's wife is a GP. Most of the GPs in her practice are on antidepressants. Yeah, just Prozac them up. You'll be all right. I mean, it's Substance D, isn't it? It's Soma from Brave New World. I had a GP that rang me up and said, danger. He went, oi, danger. Do you reckon you can get me some opium? I've got common cold. A GP asked me to get him some opium off the dark web because he knew that all that other stuff that they let us have doesn't work. Whereas you roll a ball of opium up and stick it and just swallow it, deal with all those symptoms, you won't know you've got a fucking cold. But you're not allowed to have that. Do you know why? Because it doesn't grow in America. Tobacco and alcohol you can make in America. Funny though, isn't it? How nice of them. Chances are you probably just needed some attention. It's usually the case because, again, we live in a world where we're all out for ourselves. We all want our immediate pleasures. Hello, Albert. With the best hat in the world. The medical name for wet brain is Wernicke-Korsakoff syndrome. Taking vitamin V can help prevent it. Yeah, but so can stop drinking 2 bottles of scotch a day. But if you are a heavy drinker, maybe a bit of vitamin B1 might. I can't confirm that, but it might be something to look into if you're having problems in that area. But I would suggest trying to stop drinking. Fucking wet brain. You should have heard them crying that night. Oh my days, it was awful. Good work, Si. That's the way around it. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll put my Substack link in the chat. It is in the description. You sign up to my Substack and you get 2 stories a month sent to your email. There's already 5 on there that you can read. One of them's 10,000 words, and the other one, all the rest are like 4,000 or 5,000 words. The link's in the description if you lose it. Sign up to it. Johnny, it's a writing platform where I've got stories on, and you're going to get 2 more every month. Please sign up. It helps me out. Hello, Jim. Tito says Ricicles have got B1. What are Ricicles? Are they Rice Krispies coated in sugar? I don't care. Oh, someone's signed up to my Substack. How nice. I get a little email telling me. Oh, I'd like some more too. I've stayed on here far too long, haven't I? Oh, thank you, Mr. Wookie. That's very nice. Dropping me a 10 spot. He says this. My neighbour was packing up his stuff and I said, what are you doing? He said, they made homosexuality legal. I'm emigrating. I said, oh, hang on. This has all gone wrong. My neighbour was packing up his stuff. I said, what are you doing? He said, they made homosexuality legal. I'm emigrating. I said, so he said, I'm going before they make it compulsory. Well, there's a joke in there somewhere, but there's a little bit of the grammar confused it. But I know where you're going with that. There's a joke in there. Thank you for the cockle as well, though. That's appreciato. Porky Turner. I'm just doing the occasional streams now and again. Although it's nearly 5 o'clock in the morning, so this one's going to be wrapped up very soon. Ricicles is like the Indo-European cocoa pops. Well, that's multiculturalism for you, isn't it? Everything is gone wrong. Albert has replied to Michael and he said precisely the condition, wet brain, is caused because the alcohol eventually causes chronic deficiency of thiamine, aka vitamin B1. Well, it's amazing, isn't it? Well, get yourself some Ricicles if you're going to have a drink, and you'll be fine. I'm drunk, mate. Sorry for the execution. Make sure you've got a bowl of Ricicles there with you, Willow. But thank you for that 10 spot. Much appreciated. Let me check my entropy. We're all good over there. We're not chat. Well, you know how it works over here. We've gone through all sorts of things. I wrote an email to Jeff Sharler again today. Remember, we had Jeff on who wrote Addiction is a Choice and has spent his life ripping psychiatry to pieces. He's got fucking leukemia, the poor bastard. But he's acting like he's just gonna get through it and get on with his life. And knowing him as I've got to know him, he probably will and all. Piers, I was thinking about you just yesterday. And I was thinking, hang on a minute, did he say that he'd read that Substack about the rehabs? Anyway, Piers says, my dad used to get on the old Pethidine. Oh, don't tell me about Pethidine. We used to have to share the toilet. 2 of us on the same toilet, because if you shoot Pethidine, it all comes out. So because you couldn't be bothered to wait, yeah, sharing toilets. We also had a crash helmet in one toilet as well, because people was gouging out so badly on the lav, they'd fall off it and, get concussion. So what people would do in that house would go into the toilet, put the crash helmet on, just in case they gouged out. Because when you're using that sort of stuff, the old plumbing takes a bit too long. So you do tend to just nod off. So if boy. Anyway, my dad used to get Pethidine, Zopiclones and Temazepam. What, from his GP? Good Lord. I mean, Zoppies are a hypnotic. Temazepam is a benzo. I don't know what Pethidine would be. So I suppose it's an opiate of some sort, opioid, for different ailments. Couldn't believe they kept giving it to him and upping his scripts. Yeah, oh yeah, you've only got to ask for more because it's more money for them. Came in very handy. little teenage Piers sitting at home. Mum, where's Dad? Oh, he's gone to pick up his prescription. Little Piers thinking, fucking wicked. Comes back, big old bag goes in the cupboard. I'm just gonna have a bath. Like one of those grabbing machines. You naughty boy, Piers. Stop it. Yeah, well, there you go. How amazing. Well, the first benzos I ever had were my mother's. I said to her, can I have one of these? What? I looked at it. I said, what are these? I don't know. The doctor gave me them. I don't do them. I've never taken one on. I was looking at it. I went, Temazepam. I went, can I have one? She was like, yeah, if you want. I thought, all right. And I had it. Yeah, I never looked back. Ruined my life. Andrew, you are, mate. We're about to knock it on the head. Strontium has added McDog. Well, have you decided to out yourself as a Scotsman? Well, I've got to say, people, it's nearly 5 a.m. here. I'm not going to get any of my novel written tonight. If I start now, I'll be up to about 10 o'clock in the morning, and then I'll have to start a day's work, and I can't do it. All right, you'll get one. You'll get one to end with. So if it does upset you, just accept it. Just accept that there's 2 minutes of the stream you don't like, but that's all right. Right, I know what song we're going to do, so let me just get the lyrics up. This is for old time's sake. This won't become a regular thing. All right, hang on. For all the fans of what was the greatest... Oh, come on, what's that con? They've conned me right up. Just give me the damn lyrics. Right here, I've got them. We've lost 6 people already. 6 people have just gone, now fuck this, I hate it. Why? Oi, people left. People are still here. What? Seriously, I'm asking a serious question now. Why don't you like it? Why do you not like it? Why is it so upsetting to you? Oh, that's nice. So read Dennis Potter's book, Rags. Listen, get a pen and paper. Go and do it now. Or your notes on your phone. I'll give you a couple of minutes to sort that out. You haven't got to read it. It's an interview on the internet. Right? Actually, you have got to read it. Dennis Potter, Seeing the Blossom. Read that. Read Dennis Potter's Seeing the Blossom. It's only short. It's a tiny little book. It's almost like a poem, really. Read that. I think it might connect with you. Strontium Dog's in the house. The man who got 5 out of 5 LSDJs. Why is it, Zen? I don't understand why people don't like it. Yeah, the interview he does with the bloke from the South Bank show. Yeah, incredible. And he's got that little hip flask of Oromorph, hasn't he? Because he's all on his way out. Yeah, that's the book, yes. And then there's the interview with, I can't think of his name, the bloke from the South Bank show. But yeah, that Seeing the Blossom is incredible. And so's the interview. No one's telling me why they don't like Melvin Bragg, that's his name. Melvin Bragg and Dennis Potter interview. Rags is also worth a watch. Amazing interview. I might watch that again actually before I go to bed. Right, LSDJ, here we go. We've gained 2. It's always a bit of a concern when someone new might turn up just for this bit. I wonder why. You know what I think it is? I think it's people who haven't done acid and they think, and it's just like, come on, just. Yeah, but why? Hang on, R-Power. Why? Why is it? I'm asking you. I don't mind if you don't like it. You know, it's your choice to view it or not. But why is it? People love it. Yeah, in fairness, Westo, me going wasn't really. Well, there you go, Kieran. That's fair point. Tito says, I've never got one, but I like it. Strontium Dog got 5 out of 5. It was incredible. And I think the few days around that time, you were getting like 3 out of 5 and 4 out of 5. Yeah, but you're not telling me why. You're not telling me why. You're just telling me you don't like it in different ways. Philip thinks it's great. Yeah, but it's not, is it? It's not promoting acid. That's just a joke. If you think acid is anything like LSDJ, I don't think it would have ever taken off. Nice one, Willow. LSDJ bloody rocks. Absolutely standing up for it with a donatiato as well. Nice one on the Lady Godiva. Right, so exactly, John. This is what I don't get. No, I'm fucking going. I hate this shit. All right. Glenn Gooner hearts it. Hello, Glenn. I didn't know you were here. You just turned up. Foot Golf's coming home says it's a build-up that's the problem. Some of us are hovering over our keyboards waiting here. All right, here we go then. Here we go. Right, get ready because the dog is in the house. He can type with his elbows and win this. Liam, as much as I like your answer, our pal, Liam says there is something infuriating about it. Wow. I just don't get it. I just do not get it. But okay, that's all right. If it infuriates you, if that infuriates you, you're gonna have a difficult life. If me just singing a song really badly infuriates you, life out there is gonna be a problem. Good call, Colonel Custard. I think I'll go swimming. Right, here we go then. Right. What have I got to do? First of all, I've got to get the YouTube up on the screen, or if I don't do that, I'll call it wrong, and then there's all sorts of arguments. Let me close all my eBay things for buying new bits of glass for my vape that I broke 3 times this weekend. Yeah. Even with the thing around my neck, it just see, because the glass is wider than the actual atomizer, it's only got to go dunk. It goes right. So I've got to get the YouTube version of this little malarkey. Buy Oatly stocks, by the way. Oatly, Oatly. Buy Oatly stocks. If you can get, they're on free trade. Buy Oatly. That's just a tip. The value of shares can go up as well as down. But I put my last bit of savings into Oatly, and they've been doing very well. Although they've got some weird court case coming up, so Right, not top chat, live chat, all messages visible. Right, here we go. Right, ready, here we go. Okay, it used to have an introduction, didn't it? It used to have an introduction, didn't it? What was it? Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are now playing LSDJ. I need the name of the song. The name of the song, not the band. The name of the song. Here we go. Love struck Romeo. Sang streets of the rain. That's all you're getting. That's all you're getting. Who's getting it? Who's getting it? Oh, Albert Ross. And Albert is 1 in front of Strontium Dog. It was Romeo and Juliet by Dire Straits, and Albert, the dog, was 1 behind him. Good call. Very good call. Plenty of people got it. That's good going, Albert. Good going. There you go. The best internet game ever. Right, and on that note, it's 5 a.m. I've really got to go to bed. People, it's been a real pleasure doing these little one-off streams. Oh, excuse me. Well, that's the funny thing about it, Rob. I think Romeo, I made Romeo, the word Romeo, quite clear. And okay. Well, the problem is with any internet. Hang on. I'm just getting a bit of music for the outro that someone's requested. The problem with internet, Oi, stop. I pressed pause. Why won't it pause?
Hello, stranger.
Wrong song. The problem with internet games is people can just go on to they can just Google most things, and that's the problem. Right, hang on. So we're going to have a bit of household as an outro tune. It's going to have to go through the maybe not. Right, people. We're going to have a bit of my old band. It's the one that everyone loves. It's New Shoes by Household. I will be putting your comments on the screen. Listen to this song. It's beautiful. Substack link is in the description. There's still a couple of minutes to throw a couple of quid at the stream if you want to. Household was my old band. We got signed and we had a publishing deal and a management deal and a crack addict singer. And it all went tits up. We'll do another stream in a few days or a week or whatever, but the girlfriend's coming over Wednesday, so it might not be for another sort of 10 days or something. So let me see if I can get this with the sound going through the... let me know if you've got the audio or it will be very embarrassing. We don't need that on the screen at all. But you should still be able to get... Let me know if you've got the audio, yeah? That's very kind of you, Richard. Can you hear it? Good. I'm going to turn my mic off so that there's no echoes. It's been lovely to see you all, and I'll see you all soon. This was the band me and Paul Mumford were in. Ta-da!
I'm stupid, I'm lazy, but in the discotheque I still look crazy. Love me, baby, I only tell lies 'cause the truth escapes. Summertime, we can get new shoes. I'll have brown and you can get the blues. I'm naked, I'm fading, but in the right light I still look vaguely human. Happy, it won't be long before we cave in. Summertime, we can get new shoes. I'll have brown and you can get the blues. You can get the Don't worry about my time again tonight. Summertime, we can get new shoes. I'll have brown and you can get that blue. You can get that blue. You can get that blue. You can get that blue.
Hello, Mouse Cat. I didn't know you were there. Nice to see you.